All right, welcome to the show.
All you do is win. All you do is win. Win, tie, win. do is win.
Yeah, so we need to change that intro. I guess you can make Ty the dancer next. But this is All You Do Is Win. I'm your new permanent host, permanent fixture. I'm going to be here forever. My name is Zach Busby, and I am, like I mentioned earlier, the permanent host of All You Do Is Win. I'm going to go ahead and kick it over to my intern and co-host, Ty Nguyen.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I've been reduced to an intern because I lost a rap battle with Zach Busby, and people voted for him more than they did me, which is surprising. I thought I was, the people champ.
Ty, I'm going to send you a link to the definition of the word surprising, just so you can know if you're using it correctly. Because to me, it wasn't surprising. Maybe we just have a different definition of that word.
Surprise to me is like it's your birthday party, and then you go home and people are already there, but you didn't invite them.
Mm-hmm. And all of those people agree that I'm a better rapper than you. Yeah, I mean, I guess okay, we might be on the same page, we might not be, but regardless, I just ask one favor: just know your place.
Yeah,
if
I won't talk over you.
That would be great. Just chill in the cut. Just be yourself, but tone it down. All right. Okay, sweet. Let's go ahead and move on to the first segment. Everybody at home, go ahead and put your hands together for our first segment, Zach and Coke. And this segment is pretty self-explanatory. I believe that that was our attempt for a clever play on the Jack and Coke phenomenon that took place at the same time the cocaine thing did in the 80s. You ever done cocaine, Ty?
I won't get fired if I answer, right?
They don't drug test here. Don't worry about that.
I've sniffed. I've done the sniffy sniff.
Okay, cool. We're talking about that white powder. Or are we talking about glue? What kind of stuff you huffing?
I can't be too specific,
Mm-hmm.
but it matched with the first segment of the show. Yeah.
And Ty, as your guru, I advise you not to. How about that?
I mean,
because now I'm your guru.
I haven't done it in
Zach and Coke is a segment. It's pretty, like I said, we're just going to drink some alcohol. We each have our own concoctions. Hopefully, Ty, you didn't screw that up and you did your homework that I sent you. I'm going to go ahead and kick it off. This is a bottle of whiskey. What I did was I poured this into a very shallow baking pan, and I cooked it in the oven with some brown sugar on about 175 degrees Fahrenheit for about 3 days. And then I poured it back in the bottle, and this is what I got. I call it brown stuff. And I'm gonna go ahead and take a swig. Ty, if you want, you can tell them a little bit about what appears to be apple juice in yours.
You're very close. This is strawberry and banana juice with 0 alcohol because I'm getting my life together after being reduced to an intern.
It's a long road back for you specifically. It's going to be tough, but I hope that you can just kind of see me as an example, as somebody that, shouldn't have started at the bottom, but I had to, and I worked my way up to, I would say I'm still a couple of notches below where I deserve to be in terms of my talent and acumen for the comedy stuff, and just how prepared I am, how fluid I always am, and how I'm an expert with not only with speaking, but with blocking and the physicality of it all. I say we go ahead and move on to our next segment. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think we should definitely move on.
I don't want to hear any sass from you, Ty. Welcome to our next segment. It's called Zach's Facts, where I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of facts. A little gist of what this segment's going to be is I'm going to, share a fact with Ty, then we're going to have a little conversation about the fact. Ty, do you understand the rules?
You're going to tell the truth and the whole truth, so
help me.
Help you.
Yeah. if I need your help, you can help me. So my first fact, I found this on a website called AskJeeves.com. There's been an increase in the number of magicians in America. The national average is up 7%. What do you think about that one?
I think that number appear out of nowhere, and they can't trace it to anything that's factual, any real document. So I can't believe it.
Well, it's you could trace it right back to Ask Jeeves. That's a reputable website.
But somebody could just type anything on there.
Yeah, but then it becomes fact.
Well, I could type that.
It's like Wikipedia. It's
got
just
his
like
show
Wikipedia.
back. I could type that Ty got his show back. Does that mean that it's facts?
Well, no, because they do have a filter for things that are just like overtly and blatantly lies. So I think that what you're looking for is called wish.com, which is one of our sponsors. If you want to spend 97 cents on a product that usually costs you $2 and it'll get to you in about 4 to 6 business years, wish.com. Yeah, cool. So fact number 2, in a recent poll, 11% of Americans are saying that the 4 wheels that their vehicles have are not enough. They want more wheels, Ty. How do we do this?
You know what they say, force and orgy. So if we add more, it'll be like a bukkake.
I think bukkake's technically whenever there is, and I don't know how to like make this like a perfect metaphor, but there would be semen on all those vehicles.
That's
right?
what America wants.
So you're saying from this poll that I gave you, you've concluded that not only do people need another wheel, they want hot white jizz all over their, Teslas and Toyota Tacomas.
Yeah, because the will is just to show off their sexual prowess.
Where are you getting all this information from? Because right now I'm baffled by how knowledgeable you.
I'm getting them from Ask Steve.
Ask Steve. Okay.
Yeah. AskSteve.com. Another one of our sponsor.
Tell them what they're all about, Ty.
Ask Steve is if you have anything you want to post on the internet, you could pay money and Ask Steve would post it. It's a news website.
It's a lot like Reddit, but it costs you money.
Well, you know what they say, journalism can't be bought.
I don't know if that one's true either. But I'll look into it.
Yeah.
Just keep in mind what the name of the segment is. It's Zach's Facts, not Ty's Bullshit Opinions. 100% of the fans polled. We're moving on to another fact. 100% of fans polled, and fans being fans of our show, say that the new host for our show should be a permanent fixture. How do you respond?
Just by you using the word permanent fixture, sound like you wrote it because nobody used that phrase.
Well, I did write the poll question. I'll admit to that, but I didn't answer. I wasn't in, I didn't make a bunch of ghost accounts where like I don't know how to do that, or I would have.
Oh, you probably manipulated the vote. That's how you won.
Yeah, you keep saying stuff like that, but you can ask our fans, like just how like I won the rap battle. They voted genuinely. Plus, I don't even have. I only have about 11 fake accounts that I could have voted with, and I won by I think 47 votes. So.
You probably asked your friends to do it, which is not genuine.
Well, I saw that you actually went Facebook Live and made a plea to all of your friends to vote for your rap, but none of them did it. Why do you think that was? This is another Zach fact that none of your friends voted for your rap.
I think because they're against like Asian male rapper. Yeah. Asian don't like Asian male rappers.
I didn't know that. Is that from Ask Steve as well, or is that just commonplace knowledge that somehow eluded me?
That's on Ask Steve.
Okay, sweet. Hey, you plugged our sponsor twice. If you keep this up, man, you might, go from intern to you're still going to be unpaid, but maybe we'll give you a different title just for show.
I wish.
Maybe like
If I did it, I plug our first sponsor. I said,
maybe
I wish.
unpaid coffee fetcher, something like that. Just so like it's a longer title, so it makes you sound more important. But at the end of the day, your job description's right there in the title. You're going to be getting me a lot of coffee as this show goes on. Speaking as the show going on, I think we can go ahead and move on to our third segment. How do you feel about that, Ty?
Dude, go ahead. You need my permission.
I know I don't. I was feeling a little bit nostalgic, and I just wanted to remind you of our power dynamic and how it's shifted completely and permanently. Just to be polite. This segment's called Zach on Track. We had this segment. It was meandering for the first 4 episodes where it was called Ty Vice. You would give advice to people. Those people would, their life would go completely off the rails. We had people writing in saying, my life's so much worse now. My parents won't talk to me. I got a Ouija board and my dead parents won't talk to me. Stuff like that. And I feel like what you were doing was you set the bar low enough for me, which I appreciate. It's going to be easy for me to come in and just do what I like to call a bang up job. But regardless, I'm going to go ahead and give out some advice to people. And I know that some of these people have asked you for advice, so they're about to get good advice for the first time, but still feel free to chime in. Feel free to, it'll be cool. It'll be a dichotomy, Ty. That's what it'll be. I'll give good advice and then you can give your advice and they'll be like, wow, that one's shit. And then Zach should be the permanent host. Now, David Janjua, he's a local comedian here in Austin, a very good comedian. He asked Harvard, I'm assuming he means Harvard University, has announced that all classes will be virtual this coming school year. What advice would you give to someone who is trying to decide between Harvard and the University of Phoenix online? Now, Ty, I'm going to do something a little unorthodox here. I'm going to go ahead and kick this one over to you first. So it'll be like a progression of the advice, being on one side of the spectrum and then being on the good side of the spectrum afterwards.
I'll be happy to answer this question, Zach. Mm-hmm. So I would go to Harvard because Phoenix University is a community college. If you go to Harvard, they have a system set up to where you could do all the classes virtually. Mm-hmm. In Phoenix University, you do it through Zoom, just like this.
That can't be true.
Yeah.
Okay, so Phoenix is completely and has always been on Zoom, is what you're saying. However, Phoenix University of Online, the online university known as Phoenix, it's been around. My dad did classes on that. My dad's been dead since 2012. So Zoom hasn't been around that long.
I mean, you should get a Ouija board and ask your dad.
I have.
And he said no?
He actually predicted me taking over on this show.
Oh, well, I'm happy that he talked to you.
That, you know what? I misspoke. It wasn't a Ouija board. It was actually a magic 8-ball. And it just said, I'm proud of you, son.
By 8-ball, do you mean coke?
Yeah, there's a little bit of cocaine there. Yeah, I mean, how can you talk to your dad without cocaine? I mean, growing up in my hometown of Burkeville, Texas, that was the only way I get my dad's attention, was showing him that I could do more blow than he can.
By blow, do you mean your mouth?
Yeah, sometimes I would take the cocaine in with my mouth and just rub it on my teeth. That's back when I had baby teeth, though, so I wasn't too worried about those falling out.
I mean, when
if you have too much booger sugar on your baby teeth, that shit'll get cracked real quick, because cocaine's just crack, but you just smush it a lot more.
When you did, all those bro with your dad, did it feel like a job?
No, I would always, here's what I think you'll relate to this because it felt like I was an unpaid intern, in terms of doing cocaine as an underage young boy to get my father's love and affection. By the way, while we're at it, and while we're speaking of love and affection, this is a good time to tell the fans, hey, if you're feeling love, if you're feeling affection towards this show and how it's going right now, feel free to drop us some likes, give us some thumbs up, give us some heart emojis, give us any kind of face you want, and we'll probably do something with that shit if our producers find it fitting.
Give us a crying emoji because Zach is hosting.
And my dad's dead.
That one should get angry.
I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty sad. Now I didn't get a chance to answer Dave. I went to St. Edward's University. I just do that, buddy.
And after hosting this show, that's not
I think that Dave could be like an unpaid intern one day. He could take your spot. He's pretty funny.
Dave is from another country.
Yeah, is that a problem for you? Is this? I know that you've been pitching this xenophobia segment that you have, but I've been putting the kibosh on that since day one, man. And now that you're an unpaid intern, I really think you should stop trying to bring it up.
I'm gonna start bringing it up.
Thank you. Know your place. Another funny comic in the comedy scene here in Austin, Jimmy Smoltich. He asks, what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? Now, I'm assuming that's a swallow that ain't been fucked yet. Ty, like we did last time, I'm going to go ahead and let you start off with answering Jimmy's question here. What's the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
Dude, sound like to me that question is like, what's the speed you should deep throat to where it doesn't like hit the back of your throat and make you choke? Is that what it
So
meant?
it's like, yeah, so you're saying like, how fast can I go whilst performing fellatio, but not overexert myself to where what some people call the mushroom head hits your what's that thing called back there? The throat dangly thing.
Yeah.
Urethra?
No. Well, I don't know what's it called.
Uvula, I think that's what it's called.
Uvula.
Huh.
Uvula.
Anyway, so I think that I would have to like double check this, but I did a quick sketch of my equation. I say about 7 miles per hour, because that gives you enough. It's still like inertia. You're going to have some inertia, and it might touch your what is it, uvula. It might touch it, but it's not going to hurt it. And those if you're talking about the bird swallow, those things fly about 13 kilometers per minute. So they're fast, very fast birds. I don't know if that's velocity. I think that's velocity. Speed is velocity, right?
Speed
I think velocity is speed over time. So miles per hour. Yeah, that's right. Do you have any responses to this?
To be honest, I think Jimmy asked a very weird question.
Yeah. No, I think that I don't think he has the potential to be an unpaid intern. I think that, it's a stretch that we're allowing him to ask questions. But he's a good comic. I like seeing him on stage, and he's a nice guy to chat with after an open mic.
What about not after an open mic? Will you still talk to him?
Yeah, if I run into him at if I'm out on my daily thing, if I run into him at a day spa, or I'm on my way back from a fishing trip and I run into him on the highway, I might say, "Hey, what's up, Jimmy?" And then he's just out there looking at swallows in the sky with his hands in his pants. So, do you have any questions that fans wrote in here? You got a question?
Yes, I have a question that fan wrote. This
Okay.
one is from Dylan Skull. His question is, what do you do about your observers, people who claim to be loyal friends and confidants, only to learn they end up betraying you and overthrowing your position of power?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that sounds like something
Sounds
that happened on this show, but
sounds
it's not
poignant, is what
at
it
all.
sounds like.
It's not
Uh,
at all.
before you answer that question, um, explain what you mean by that's not what happened on the show, because I did usurp you. Um,
I
you know,
mean,
I
I'm
am now.
a loyal confidant,
I thought I was the loyal confidant before this.
but you betrayed me and
Which is,
overthrew my position.
mhm.
You betrayed me when you brought up the rap battle. You brought up the idea.
Mhm.
You got me so pumped up to accept it because you knew I had a big ego and I could rap.
Mhm. I feel like you're just explaining a lot of reasons why I am a very smart person. I had a goal. I had an idea of how to achieve said goal, which was to appeal to what I know is a very large yet fragile ego of yours. And then I just spit bars at you until I took your place.
So you're saying you're a Game of Thrones son of a bitch.
Never seen the show. Never
It's
read the
very
books,
cutthroat.
but I'm assuming, you know, I think yes for the most part, but just none of the incest that I've heard about.
Because you're into hand jobs, right?
Yeah, I mean specifically, yeah, I like a good one of those. To answer the question, what do you do in that situation when you know a loyal confidant usurps you and takes your position? If they deserve it, I just say fucking move on. And that advice works for not only who was it that asked it?
Um, Dylan Ska.
Yeah, it doesn't only work for Dylan; it also works for you. So just take that advice. Um, Marissa asks, I feel like my entire adult life is a prolonged dream I'm currently having. In reality, I believe I'm 5 years old and asleep at my grandma's summer house in Cape Cod. How do I wake up? And better yet, should I wake up? So, Marissa seems to be having a bit of an existential crisis here, where she believes that she's in a situation where she's in a dream that she's having as a 5 year old. Um, Her first question again was, how do I wake up? Anytime I'm in a dream or a nightmare that I need to wake up from, I like to just I keep what I do, Ty, is I keep a bag of dry ice next to my bed every single night. And I hold a glass of warm water in my right hand as I sleep. So I've trained myself through years of extensive lucid dreaming training, that if I'm ever having like a spooky one going on up there, like one where I'm like, you know, like I'm really fat and I'm trying to run away from a monster, but I can't scream and all my teeth are wood. I learned to twist my wrist. That spills the warm water on the dry ice. The smoke comes up, and then I think my room's on fire, and then that just magnifies my fear and my dream. And a lot of times, if I can get my dream fear to a fever pitch, I'll wake up. I might piss myself. In fact, I haven't not pissed myself, regardless if I'm having a nightmare or not. I always piss myself when I sleep. That's a good way to wake up. What about you, Ty? Anything that like what gets you out of bed? Like the smell of bacon, or do you piss yourself?
Um, I just want you to know I had a very hard time getting out of bed this morning because I knew I'm gonna have to do this show and I have to do it without much freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm. Stick to the script I sent you.
Okay, to answer the question about what was the question about nightmares?
Yeah, she's asking how do I wake up, and then there's a second part we're going to tackle in a second.
Here's how you can wake up, Marissa. Um, you pretend to be a different age that's older than the one you are right now. and that will snap you right up. And
So
it's
you're-
very dangerous to be in the age you're at right now, because you're probably, how old is she? Probably 32 or 20.
How old is she while she's dreaming, or how old is she
Well,
in
in real life, because she's
what some people call reality?
right?
Ty, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Am I cutting out?
Did we lose Ty?
Oh shit. All right, cool. Zach, you're frozen. I'm here, right? Yes, Zach, can you hear me? Oh, wow, that's some really, really good acting, Zach. I thought the show was okay. Ha 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 ha. Damn. So, Marissa, if I was in a nightmare and I need to wake up, I just think of myself as being older. Damn. Kidnapped by somebody that are into 20-year-old that think they're 5. Huh. Is my screen okay? I feel like my screen is like tripping. Okay. It's all good. We're facing some technical difficulty because Zach is running the show. And this is what happened when Zach run the show. Everything get fucked up. You can't even afford proper internet, Zach.
Hey man, I gave you a little bit of time to shine there. Hopefully you didn't fucking waste it like you did whenever you were on, whenever you were leading the show. I'll watch back later and give you some honest notes.
When
I'm
I was
assuming.
running the show, there was 0 downtime.
But that was
100% uptime.
yeah. I mean, sure, if that's what you want to say, but in reality, Ty, there's a reason I took over for you. So to answer the question, should you wake up, which was the second part of her question, I say, you know what? Yeah, why the fuck not? It seems like you get more life that way. Because if you're asleep at 5, and I know Marissa, she's 92 years old. So it seems like she just gets to hit the reset button.
I mean, she's hitting it either way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna help her hit it.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that I believe reincarnation. So when you die, it's kind of like a reset. You become somebody else.
That's the first smart thing you've said. Do you have any questions? Any other advice questions?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like, hold on, we got one from the audience here. Oh, that's not coming through yet. Go ahead and, how can you
be
an ethical slut in a pandemic? I'll kick this one over to you first.
And ethical, you just gotta have manners. Like when you show up, just don't show up like a slut. But
well, I think no. So ethical slut means that, first of all, seems like you're doing a little bit of slut shaming there, and we've had meetings about this where you shouldn't do that. Being a slut is fine. Now, if you want to be, a slut with manners, whenever your partner has an orgasm, say God bless you. Gazoon tight. Stuff like that. If they have a whole bucket of cum, that's a whole other thing. Just take a swim in that and just say, you want to swim in this cum with me? That would be polite. If you're cum in buckets. You got anything to add to that one?
You just made the show very awkward for our viewer.
I don't think so. They were asking how to be an ethical slut, and I think I gave a pretty good answer, and I think that it was pretty succinct too. I don't think I had any fat on that advice.
What does ethical mean?
Ethical, it depends on what your ethics are, first and foremost. Secondly, if you're gonna like, kind of conform to a universal ethic, it means to follow the golden rule, basically. Ty,
Oh,
do unto others what you want done to you.
uh,
And I think in this situation, if you're talking about being a slut, I think it has to do a lot with cum. And that's why I
now
brought it up.
now I can answer this question properly because
Hmm.
now thank you for letting me know what ethical mean. So you
Hmm.
can be an ethical slut during the pandemic. I mean, just wear a mask when you're taking cum in the face or hit the mask.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Good job, man. You know what? Hey, the next round of coffee, it's on me, but you still got to go get it. And you're gonna have to loan me some money. Um, I got a question here. Let's see here. D'Angelo asks, my girlfriend's parents are coming over to visit this weekend. Me and my girlfriend met during the times of COVID, and I've yet to meet her parents. They are under the impression that I have a guest bedroom, when in reality, the room is a door in my apartment that has been locked since the day I moved in. I'm afraid to open this door because what if it's just a linen closet? What do I do? I'll kick this one over to you first, Ty.
I would do an Airbnb and then say that Airbnb is my house.
Oh, that's actually a really good idea. So, um, convince, maybe get like a nice place that has a door that, like maybe a two-bedroom um, cottage, maybe. Are there cottages in Austin? Because D'Angelo does live in Austin.
Yeah, and Lakeway and stuff near the
Okay.
mountains. Yeah,
Yeah. So just, rent out a Lakeway place and
yeah,
open all the doors before you hit that agreement, you fucking loser.
yeah.
And
Put some frame picture up with you in it to make it seem like it's your house.
oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good. My advice, first, and this is going to be a first. I don't know if it's because Ty got knocked down a couple of rungs where he belongs. That was some pretty good advice. So you can follow Ty's advice there, or you could follow my advice. I say go ahead and open that door that's been locked since you moved in. And if it is a linen closet, just say that's the kind of room that I used to sleep in when I was growing up, because then the parents feel bad for you. They think that you were, and it's like a Harry Potter situation, right? He slept in a small room. I think I haven't read the books or seen the movies, but maybe they'll think you're a wizard, um, and maybe you're a wizard in the bedroom, and you could talk to your girlfriend's parents about how you sexually please their daughter.
Oh, I don't think they'll like that.
Well, it depends if they're ethical sluts or not. And that's a sliding scale. So the only way to know is just to tell your girlfriend's parents that you bone out their daughter. Do you have any questions, Ty, that anybody wrote in?
Yeah, I have another question. This one's from Jamie Hunt. Our family and extended family are all highly educated individuals with advanced degrees. My son's wife didn't go to college, and while she is genuinely nice, she butchered the English language. My granddaughter will be learning to talk soon, and I wonder what's the best way to approach the situation. I don't want to offend my daughter-in-law, but I also don't want my granddaughter learning improper grammar. What are your suggestions on how to handle this problem?
I could take this one right off the bat. So, little known fact about me: my parents were actually what's known as moonshiners. Um, they produced illegal alcoholic sludge known as moonshine. As a result, they were very drunk all the time, and they ate poorly, so their teeth deteriorated over time, and they had only gums, Ty. So whenever I was growing up around the house, they would just, they wouldn't be able to formulate words because they didn't have none of those teeth that you need to say some words. So at a young age, I gravitated towards watching TV, specifically Seinfeld, and that's how I learned to speak proper English.
That's a known way to let us know that your parents are rednecks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't
Yeah,
think
half of them still are, Ty, because like I mentioned before, my dad's dead.
you can still,
Watch it.
I'm not gonna say it.
You can say it.
I can say it.
Yeah, go ahead.
You can still be disappointed in you even after he dead.
Oh, that's not what I thought.
Disappointed how you running the show.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
Knife hits.
That's not what I thought you were going to fucking say, dude. I'm happy that you don't host the show anymore.
Well, I'm happy that the show fucked up with you in it. Technical difficulty.
Maybe that was my dad telling me from beyond the grave that he's disappointed in me. How about that? You think that's what it was?
Yeah, that's so factual that it should be on SG.
Huh. Well, I'm going to ask Steve to tell you to go fuck yourself next time you see him. It looks like we got to change back to, more in line with the show and being, more cordial towards each other because that's in our contracts. Someone in the chat asked, "You want to swim in a bucket of cum, Zach?" And that's a yes from me. What about you, Ty? You want to swim in a bucket of cum?
Yeah, it'll be like meeting a whale. When you meet a whale, that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna jump on top of it, and then it'll blow.
Hey, what kind of whale? A sperm whale?
Baby whale is a sperm whale.
Oh, sperm whale. I made a sperm joke. Sperm is another word for cum. I just looked it up.
Huh. Man, that joke just come and go.
Mm-hmm. I like.
It's gone already.
Uh-huh.
It's so not relevant at all.
Huh.
Yeah. Eddie
Okay.
whale is a sperm whale, by the way.
You got any other questions, Ty?
Let me see.
You
Yeah,
weren't prepared. Cool.
I have a question.
Yeah.
This one's from Jimmy Holden.
Okay.
I have Amazon, Netflix, HBO Max, and Disney, but I'm not interested in watching anything. Do you have any hobby recommendations?
Yeah, I mass produce dream catchers in my spare time, which I recently learned is cultural appropriation. So I'm no longer going to be doing that. But I don't know. I like learning facts about whales. I'm reading Moby Dick right now. Maybe read a book. Or, what do you got, Ty?
Dude, it sounds like you just listed all the hobbies of a single man that jerk off.
Well, I didn't even mention jerking off. That's a good point. Yeah, you can just jerk off a lot. You can make yourself a bucket of cum and have yourself a little summer vacation.
You could do what Zach do and watch the X-Files while doing all those things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or you could do what Ty does and contact my ex and ask her questions about our fucking cat like you did a couple episodes ago. And by the way, you thought I forgot about that, but hey, you know what? Now that I'm the host, I can bring up anything I fucking want. And dude, what the fuck is your problem? Why'd you do that?
Dude, she reached out to me and you took her cat, so.
You know what? I regret bringing this up because, the only thing about COVID that really pisses me off is that I can't come over there and smack you in the face like you deserve with my fist.
Yeah. I mean, do you say smack her or smack me? Smack
You.
her?
No.
Smack me? Well, you
Yeah,
want
you.
to touch me. I'm Chinese.
I can still punch you. Why can't? Why I could punch you?
That's how you get COVID. If you punch me, the germ.
That's, you know what, man? I can't say this enough, and I say this all the time in regards to the shit you say. That's racist, dude. Straight
Dude,
up.
I'm Vietnamese, so I can make fun of Chinese people.
I don't know about that, but
You're Mexican, so you can make fun of Mexican.
I don't know what that means. Karen asks, how do I fake the results of a drug test? I think it's pretty easy. Um, anytime I have a drug test coming up for work, um, I, you know, have you ever heard of the term butt chugging? Ty, have you ever heard that term
No,
butt chug?
no, sound nasty.
Yeah, it's not. Hey, you know what? Yeah, I'm glad this show's a little later in the day, so like no children are watching. But butt chugging is whenever you open your sphincter and pour in, some kind of alcoholic beverage, and apparently it gets you drunker faster. However, I found that if you pour in stuff that flushes your system of drugs, you can get all kinds of uh, drugs out of your system in a very quick manner. So what I do is I pour Pedialyte into my rectum, and then no one even knows that I take the drugs that I take.
My advice would be get a job that doesn't drug test.
That's not the question. The question is, how do you falsify the results of a drug test?
Oh, okay. I was thinking something completely different. Thanks for
Yeah,
keeping
that's
me on
clear.
track, Zach.
What's that?
Thanks for keeping me on track. That's why it's called Zach on Track.
Hey, yeah, cool. You figured it out. Answer the question.
Okay. Here's what I do before I have a job interview. I would buy this stuff called soda. Do you know what soda is? It's like a thing
Soto?
that liquid that people use to make gelatin.
Oh
So
yeah, I actually do know what that is.
and mix it with Gatorade and drink it. So what it does is it hold all like the THC inside like the liquid. So after you drink it, you have to piss. Like your first piss, you don't want it to be the
Is your
first.
piss gonna come out as Jello?
It come out as like it just come out as Jano, not like Jano, but it absorb all the THC.
Mm-hmm. So
So
does it come out like a solid? Is it liquid or is it solid? That's my question. Is it
the
like a paste?
soda is like liquid.
No, I'm talking about your piss after you mix the Gatorade and
It's
the
still
soda together.
regular piss. It's still regular piss.
A bit disappointing, but it still
Yeah.
sounds like pretty sound advice, buddy. You got any
And
other questions here?
it work all the time.
You got any other questions from the fans before we move on?
No, that's it. The
Perfect.
Takeover advice.
Perfect. So we're moving on to our penultimate segment, Zach Snacks. They misspelled my name on that. All right. So, maybe Ty's not the only person who needs to be knocked down a few pegs. So keep in mind, guys, I'm the star of the show now. Oh, wow. The producers
More like
they're saying that
shooting
you
star.
did that, Ty.
Yeah, with my psychic power,
Huh.
I could change word.
Like most things you say, that sounds like complete bullshit. But Zach Snacks is a segment very similar to what Ty's segment was, where it was Ty before you try or some shit like that. It was just a dumb rhyme. I don't understand why you would do a rhyming segment. You're an adult man. What I did was I went to my freezer and I pulled out a frozen waffle. I'm just gonna eat that. The brand 7-Eleven, the 7-Eleven frozen waffle. Tastes a lot. Yeah, it was frozen. Still, it's not all the way frozen anymore. I'm answering questions the producers are asking me. If you're wondering what this train of speaking is about, there's still some ice crystals in it, and I gotta say that's the prevailing flavor. Is the ice? It tastes a lot like water, and there's some hints of I think it might be bread flour, but it could be all-purpose flour. I give it 3 stars out of 5.
Wow, you have some horrible taste.
I'm gonna go for the double dip.
That's so
I'm
nasty,
gonna chase it with some whiskey. Hold on.
dude. You're showing your redneck side right now.
Just like my papa, dude. Just like my papa. I'm
I
dead.
believe him.
This is very chewy. I might have to knock it up to a 4.5 out of 5 because I love chewy things. This is like, it's almost like gum. It's like a waffle gum. It's getting stuck on every tooth that it touches. Ty, do you got any food that you've been eating?
I've been eating the stuff I recommended last week. Food by Vitamin. It's so good that can't stop taking them.
We talked about this. You're supposed to come. You're supposed to do a new one.
Well, I couldn't afford to buy anything after.
That's not our problem. That's not our problem.
I just don't have the same funding anymore.
I know that, and that's if you want to get funding, maybe have better bars. But your bars were weak. But are you, speaking of weak, are you stronger now from taking those vitamins?
Yeah, I feel like I could beat you up.
Why don't you try it? Well, you know what? That probably hurts just as much as it would in person. 0. Doesn't hurt at all.
You don't sound sarcastic at all saying that. Sound like you really meant it.
I do mean it. I don't think that you could hurt me. Not physically and certainly not emotionally.
I could conjure up your dad with a Ouija board and have him yell at you.
Huh. I'd like to see you try. And maybe we could do that on the next episode. Oh, wait. We won't do it on the next episode because I choose what we do on the show now because I'm the host. Oh, what's that, Dad from Beyond the Grave? You're proud of me? Let's move on to the next segment.
Yeah. Okay, the next segment is...
I'll introduce it. This next segment is called Stream of Tears. We let Ty talk for a little bit because contractually we have to. He's going to talk about a movie or some shit. It's called Stream of Tears. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah. It used to be called Quality Streaming, but now it's called Stream of Tears because, hey, it's my segment on the show. I can call wherever I want. That's just how I feel right now,
Yeah. Even though the focus groups all said that was a bad title, you still went with it.
It's just how my state of being right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only appropriate. But what I've been streaming is the new Eric Andre stand-up special on Netflix. That shit was crazy. I feel like Eric Andre is a very explosive performer. And he's great at riling people up and then just doing crazy stuff on stage, which I won't say because I want them to be a surprise. But I definitely recommend.
Well, you should say something so you can prove that you actually watched it. I'm looking in the chat right now and people are saying, I don't believe Ty watched it.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I have Netflix like everybody else. I'm a normal person.
What's the special called?
It's called the Eric Andre special.
No, it's called Legalize Everything.
Oh.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I saw it. He was wearing a pink shirt.
I'm colorblind, so that doesn't do anything for me. I did send you my Netflix information so you could watch it. Did you watch it? Because you're supposed to watch it.
I did watch it. He's African American.
That proves it. You watched it.
Yeah. Another thing I would recommend is the Oasis documentary.
You recommended that last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I told you to come on with 2 fresh recommendations. I gave you one, and I gave you my Netflix password to watch the goddamn thing. And all you're able to tell me is that he's a black guy with a pink shirt. I'm not sure you fucking watched the thing. And then the next thing you recommend is something that you already recommended.
I'm gonna be honest. I stopped watching television because it make you dumb. It put your brains at passive mode, so you just like kind of zone out. It doesn't engage any critical thinking factor of your brain. So I've been reading books instead. What'd you say? Reading books instead of watching TV.
That sounds dumb.
I'm reading the dictionary.
Huh. What, did you find any new words?
Oh yeah.
Have you looked up the word intern?
Under
Have you looked up the word respect?
under the word cunt, it have your first name, middle name, and last name.
Go ahead and share what my middle name is, because you apparently looked it up. Go ahead and share it.
Zach Conway Busby.
Conway.
Yeah, Conway.
What you should do in the dictionary.
Sound like a freight
You should
truck
flip to the
company.
T's in the dictionary.
Uh-huh.
Put your finger on the word thin ice, because that's what you're on right now. You're on thin ice, buddy.
I mean,
It doesn't seem like I gave you a segment. I gave you a segment. I didn't have to give you a fucking segment. I gave you a segment. And you didn't even do your fucking job. You come on here. You're just pointing out the race of a comedian and the color of the fabric that he spread across his chest, his T-shirt. You pointed that out, and then you said that you read the fucking dictionary. You're supposed to come up with 2 movie recommendations.
Oh, I saw the Jim Jeffries stand-up special, and all I can say about it is
What ethnicity is Jim Jeffries?
it was shot in England, so he's British.
That's not true. None of that's true.
Oh, Australia. So he's
Yeah, it wasn't shot in Australia, but he is Australian.
Well, I saw some of it, as you can tell. I got half of that right.
All right. Well, we're gonna have we're definitely gonna have a meeting about expectations. And before the meeting, I recommend you look up that word in the dictionary so you understand. I'll save this segment. I'll recommend the Netflix original series, Unsolved Mysteries, specifically the episode about the UFO. It's really cool. I believe that aliens are not only real, that they're everywhere. I think that half the people you see on a daily basis are actually aliens. So, and I think that the Unsolved Mysteries episode lends to that theory, because a lot of the people that are talking about their UFO encounter, they all seem to be pretty insane, kind of out of this world. I give it 7. Now, I'm not going to tell you out of how many. I just give it 7.
Yo. Hold on, guys.
What's up?
So listen, we got to talk about last week's performance. I don't know if you guys are telling people what happened, but there was some messing around with the voting. It looks like someone might have hacked in there.
I knew it.
Russian bots.
I knew it.
Huh.
And I don't know, man. We just like, oh,
That's
shit,
how
we
you
on air.
I knew
We're live. Oh, we'll talk about this off air though. Like, and it might be drug related to just you guys and your.
Wait, did Ty take drugs?
Doesn't look like it right now. I mean, kind of does look like you're sweating profusely, but I don't judge people by.
Are you saying that I'm sweating?
Yeah, a little bit, yes.
Huh. So
The test results weren't for Ty, so let's just put it that way.
So what is this?
We'll talk about this later, right? Let's not do this on air right now. I thought we were off for a second. That's my bad, but still, fuck.
No, people need to know this. What's going on?
But I poured Pedialyte in my asshole. How do you?
I don't know where you watched that YouTube video from, but that shit.
On YouTube. I watched it on YouTube, Brandon. This does not seem like the time for laughter. I feel like I'm being accused. This doesn't seem like the time for laughter. It seems like I'm being accused. And we will talk about this off air, and I will bring my lawyer, because it seems like you're accusing me of taking an illicit substance. But I poured Pedialyte in my asshole, so I don't think that have any.
I'm not the asshole that watched the YouTube video and thought it was a good idea. So and you can bring your lawyer. Right? We got plenty of them waiting for you. So let's But we'll talk about this off air. I love you guys. All right.
Thanks for clearing that up. I knew it. I knew there was something different about you. You're on something. That's why you're so charismatic and witty. So you're taking a substance that speed up your brain and make you cocky. Did you snort coke with Viagra? Is that it?
I watched another movie to wrap up the show. Seems like this might be seems like this might be one of my last recommendations, but
Stream of Tears, baby.
I watched
You watched Bambi, right?
I watched this movie called Palm Springs. It had Jake Peralta from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It had Sandy Cohen from The OC, and fuck, it was pretty good. And it was good. I give it 6 stars out of 10. 7.9 out of 10. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this fucking episode, and let's go ahead and my producers say quit crying like a bitch, and let's end this. So say la vie. You know, even though it seems like they're about to fire me during a pandemic, you should check out other shows on the Big Laugh Comedy Network. You got Monday Night Tops, which is obviously on Mondays. And there's some other shows you could check out as well. Geeked Out on Wednesday. Wait What with Luke Severin. I think that's his name. Speaking of severance, can you guys give me a severance package if I am getting fired? Triple Threat is on Thursday. And I think that's it. And maybe there's another one, but I think In the Meantime's another one on Friday with Carter Anderson. He's a good guy. He's I'm sure that he's fuck it, man. He's cool. I like him. Bring up our donations page. Cool. Oh, cool. They can hear me. Donate to Venmo at BLC Amity. And just one more time, that's BLC Amity. Or you can hit us on Cash App at Big Laugh Amity. And yeah. And Ty, seems like you're about to get your fucking way. So why don't you gloat here at the end and sign us off? Because I'm fucking done with this shit.
Seems like Zach is no longer on track. And all you do or ever do is win with Ty win. So I'll see everybody next Tuesday at 8 p.m. And you might see or not see Zach.
Yeah, they're letting me go. I think that no, it doesn't seem like the Pedialyte trick worked, and I poured it directly into my butthole. I was hanging upside down, and I poured it in, so it went in. All right, cool. Yeah, so they're gonna have us stay after. I need you to get on this. What do you mean you're not gonna be my lawyer anymore? You know what? I'm done. All right, fuck you, mom. Fuck you, mom. Let's go ahead and have this fucking meeting. Thanks for watching our show, I guess. Or Ty's show, whatever the fuck this is.